Over the past few weeks, I've been listening to quite a few Christmas songs. Usually they're playing in the background. Sometimes I'm just mindlessly singing along. But recently, I've started paying attention to some of the lyrics of the songs. And I have to say, some of these songs are kind of strange. Right? Like, have you ever really thought about what some of these songs are saying? For example, you probably know that song, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, right? In fact, the very opening line goes like this: I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe that night. Now, as adults, we hear this and we laugh because we, kind of know the implications of this song. But I remember as a child, this song was absolutely terrifying. Like, why in the world is Santa kissing this child's mommy? And even worse, is he going to be kissing my mommy too? I mean, come on, I thought he just brought presents. Wait until Mrs. Claus finds out about this, right? And then, of course, there's that song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's always a fun song, right? Except for this part here. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Now, if you really think about it, especially if you're a child, that is absolutely terrifying, right? Or how about that song, Up on the Housetop, Reindeer Paws, Out Jumps Good Old Santa Claus? You know that song? Take a look at one of the verses. It says, look in the stocking of little Bill. Oh, just see what a glorious fill. Here is a hammer and lots of tacks, a whistle and a ball and a whip that cracks. Now, I don't know about you, but it sounds like Santa's trying to get little Bill in trouble, isn't he? Like, seriously, who in the world gives a child a hammer and some tacks and a whip that cracks? I mean, if I'm little Bill's brother, I'm not going anywhere near him for the next couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Or how about that song, Walking in a Winter Wonderland? I'm sure many of us, we can sing that song by heart, but what's going on with this part here where it says, in the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Now, friends, what in the world is going on there? First of all, who is Parson Brown? And second of all, why is he so interested in your marital status? You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, there's the timeless Christmas classic, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, right? Now, if I asked you to sing that song, you'd probably remember the refrain, but have you listened to the verses of this song? Take a look at this. It's not Christmas without Grandma. All the family's dressed in black, and we just can't help but wonder, should we open up her gifts or send them back? Wow, Grandma just died. Or how about this part when it says, now we're all so proud of Grandpa. He's been taking this so well. See him in there watching football, drinking beer, and playing cards with Cousin Mel. Now, keep that in mind. Let's look at the refrain. Grandma got run over by a reindeer, walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and who? Grandpa, we believe. Now, I'm no detective here, but I'm pretty sure I just figured out who was driving the sleigh that night, right? Grandpa is very quick to say it was Santa, right? Very quick to just be okay with the situation. And then, of course, you come to the song, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. It's one thing to describe who the Grinch is, but this song goes hard. Take a look at how it describes the Grinch. It says, your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable, mangled up and tangled up knots. Now, listen, we all know the Grinch is not a great guy, but that is harsh. I would hope nobody ever described me like that, but that's how they described the Grinch. Now, just by a show of hands this morning, who's seen the cartoon of the Grinch? Very good, very good. All right, who's seen the live-action version with Jim Carrey as the Grinch? All right, very good. Every year, the movie that we watch with my wife's side of the family is the live-action version of the Grinch with Jim Carrey. And for those of you who've never seen it, essentially you have this guy who's a little green and hairy. They call him the Grinch. And he lives on this mountain by himself that oversees this little town called Whoville. And the people in the town of Whoville, man, they love the season of Christmas. There are lights and trees and presents and decorations. There's Christmas caroling and Hallmark Channel Christmas movie watching parties. I mean, they love Christmas. But the Grinch, on the other hand, he does not like Christmas, so what does he do? In the middle of the night, on Christmas Eve, he goes down into the town, and he steals all of the gifts and presents and trees and decorations, and he takes them up to the top of his mountain, and he stands there, and he waits gleefully for the people of Whoville to wake up and see that Christmas is gone. And so today, when we say that somebody is being a Grinch, we're saying that they're angry and upset about something, and that negative attitude is ruining whatever is going on. Now, let me ask you this morning, did you know that there was a Grinch in the very first Christmas? In other words, did you know that there was somebody who was angry and upset about something, and that negative attitude was ruining the situation that was going on? If you have your Bible with you this morning, or access to the Bible on your phone, or it'll be up on the screens here in just a minute, Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 through 25. Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 through 25.